everyone knows that Matthew had such a witty, dry, hysterical sense of humor, and most of the time you would just hope he was kidding but never really knew. It's just, I mean, you can tell in every single picture, not every picture, but most pictures that I have with him, basically he looks like he hates me. And then it wasn't until after the picture that he would laugh and smile and tell me that he loves me and that I'm a dork or something. But that's just, that was just his sense of humor, and everyone loved it. I mean, you couldn't not laugh when he was around. You couldn't.
For me, what makes Matthew absolutely awesome is the fact that he always makes me laugh. He's the most humorous person I've known in my life. He doesn't even need to say anything, just him being himself. He's hilarious. Back when I was his RA, whenever I came home after a long day and feel absolutely exhausted, I would find him flattening himself next to the wall and pretend that he's invisible. And I have to pretend and play along as well, as if I couldn't see him at all. He made me laugh and make my hardest day a lot easier. That's why I love him.
Hello, my name is Tyler Jasper, and I was a resident of the 4th floor Bear Creek community in the 2011 to 2012 academic year at SOU. I had the great pleasure of sharing a community with Matthew that freshman year, and I'm thankful for having the opportunity to live next to him and talk to him all the time. I admittedly didn't know Matthew very well, but he always was ridiculously kind to me, which was honestly almost a little off-putting because I was kind of freaked out by him. Like even towards the beginning of the year, like when I didn't know him at all, he would talk to me and treat me like I was one of his the closest friends, or like a very trusted companion. And I barely knew him. I just wanted to go back in my room and play video games. But over the course of the year, we became friends and all, and just his initial generosity and kindness towards me is something I don't think I'll forget anytime soon. We didn't keep in touch after that freshman year, really. We went our separate ways, and I definitely regret that now. I'll definitely miss him, and I'm very happy for the positive influence, I guess, that he's had on my life. So, thank you, Matthew.
He embraced you in these hugs that no one else has ever embraced me in. I mean, they were so loving and at the same time strangling, and I don't know how, it's hard to describe it. It was just like, even if you felt like you didn't want a hug right now, he would hug you and you would immediately feel better. And I think that's one of the things that all of us are gonna miss about him.
Hi, Matthew. I don't know if you remember this, but it must have been 4 years ago on Easter during our freshman year in the dorms. I was feeling really, really homesick, and maybe you were the only one who really understood what I was feeling, and I really wanted to host a big brunch for our floor, and no one else seemed very excited except for you. You were the only one who helped me do all the shopping and the cooking and the cleaning, and I don't ever know if I told you at the time, but it meant a lot to me, and I'll never forget that, so thank you so much. And I painted you something. It's a little panda, and it says Team Matthew on my graduation cap. So hopefully next Saturday you'll be walking with me. So I miss you, Matthew. Bye.
It's such a joy to cook with Matthew. He has a great palate. He's so good at cooking, and when he does, even if he doesn't know what he's doing, he make you feel so safe and secure, like as if he have the answer for every single question. During my first year as an RA, and it was his freshman year in SOU, we even took a food trip together during spring break along with a few friends, but the mastermind behind everything was me and Matthew. We would drive and we basically would hit every restaurant and try to eat everything that we missed, because Ashlyn didn't offer a lot of food choice. And I remember this one time in the hotel room, Matthew and I were just laying on the floor, and we were completely speechless because we were so full we couldn't talk anymore. And I asked him, what about ramen? And he was like, yep, let's go. And yes, we go for the last course almost at 8:30, 9 p.m. We came back and we passed out. Cooking with him is the joy of my life as well. And I do promise him that I will bring his soju chicken and show it to everyone in the world. Everywhere I go. It's one of my favorite dishes that Matthew taught me.
Memory that I have of Matthew and I is something we did every single day almost if the weather was permitted. Was go outside and longboard as much as we can around anywhere in Ashland. And then when we were done, to try to get something to eat, either go somewhere to eat or we'd make something at the dorm, which was really awesome because such an amazing cook. It's crazy how talented this man is at cooking. And then after that, we just lay in his room, hang out, listen to some music, and just chill almost every single day. And it was just so carefree and relaxing. And every time we hung out, it just felt like nothing else mattered in the world. So that's obviously my favorite memory that I have of Matthew and I is just hanging out around him 24/7 pretty much in the dorms. That was the best.
You know, there are a lot of judgmental people in this world, but Matthew is never one of them. He would take everyone as they are. He didn't try to change people. He would definitely, tell me the annoying qualities about me, but it wasn't like offensive. It was always as a joke, which is how I am too, so that was cool. And I don't know, you look at his group of friends and you don't see him friends with all the same kind of people. It doesn't matter where you're from, what kind of personality you have. He would just take everyone as they are.
I think one of my favorite things about Matt and my favorite memories of Matt was his spirit. Every time we visited him in Seattle, the main complaint he always had was that the internet wasn't fast enough to play his video games while he was in the hospital room. And that just really impressed me every time. It amused the hell out of me, but it really impressed me every single time. That was one of the most incredible people I've ever met. Is one of the most incredible people I will ever meet.
When I think of what makes you the amazing person that you are, I can't help but be reminded of your unquestioning kindness and positivity that flows through your every step. This joyful energy has radiated from your whole being since the day that we met. I know that your energy will continue to be shared into all corners of this earth and beyond until you have touched every person who's in need of your huge bear hugs. Matt, a couple of years ago, we missed out on digging our toes in the sand together by a single day. But I know that you will continue to invite all of those who love you to find you in everything that we do.
One of my ultimately favorite memories of Matthew is when he first put on that panda suit. That legendary panda suit that just made him. He owned that onesie. It was amazing.
That was the first person that knew that I had bought my wedding dress. We had happened to be on Skype and we were talking, and I was like, oh yeah, I just bought my wedding dress online. And Matt looked at me and was like, do you have to be engaged to buy your wedding dress? I said, no, I bought it anyways. And it was great because Matt was one of those people that you could talk to at any time. If 6 months went by and you messaged him, he wouldn't say, hey, why haven't you talked to me in a year? It's been so long. And he wouldn't go off on you like that. We didn't talk all that often, but when we did, we'd pick up right where we left off.
Well, last but not least, for me, I just love how protective Panda is to me. I'm a crazy person. I have a million things going on in my mind at all time. I would text while I crossed the road. I would be listening to music, and even if I don't, I would be thinking of something else. And Matthew hates it that whenever he saw me on the street, he would be screaming at me, "Lang, look at the traffic!" And there was this one time I visited him in Hawaii, and we were crossing the road together, and I was on my phone again. After we crossed the road, he took me by the shoulder and shook me. He told me that if you get hit by a car one more time doing this, I'm gonna kill you myself. And it hit me with the kind of pain in his eye, the kind of frustrations, how much he actually cared for me and my well-being. In his most hilarious way, he would always check if I eat, if I sleep enough, if I'm taking care of myself. And Matthew, I promise you, I will take a good care of your old lady until you can take care of her again.
Matthew, Panda Bear, whatever you want to call him, it all means the same thing. It means our friend, our brother. He deserves to be celebrated. He deserves this. He was just one of the best souls anyone could have met, and I know I speak for a lot of us when I say that we're glad that we had the opportunity to meet him, and that we will forever have the memories that he gave us. And freshman year of college wouldn't have been the same without him. Every year since then wouldn't have been the same without him. I mean, he had some of the best attributes that any person could strive to have.